Good morning, first grade friends. My name is Miss Gregory, and I teach first grade at Gibbs Elementary School. I am so excited to be with you this morning. Today in social studies, we are going to be talking about economics. Now, economics is the way that people get what they want or what they need. So let's hop on and get to learning. All right, so again, economics is the way people get what they want or what they need. Now, during this video, if you have a hard time understanding what I'm saying or what I'm teaching, here are 4 simple steps that will help you hear me better or understand me a little better. So if you'll turn on your closed captions on your television or on your TV, if that's available, that will help. If you want to adjust your playback speed to slow down the video just a little bit so that I'm not moving as fast. If you want to watch just short clips and pause it and then listen and watch again, that's a possibility. And then also, if someone's there with you at your house, you may want to grab them and have them watch the video with you, and stop it frequently. Talk to them about what I've said and what you've learned, and then move on. Now, today we will learn specifically about certain things within our economics. Okay, so we will talk about goods and services. We will identify what a good is, what a service is. We will give examples of those things. We're also going to relate that to our state, and we're going to see some different products and different industries that we have within our state. And then you're going to apply that with your apply your learning to what you're going to do whenever we're finished. So to start out, let's watch a short little video with Annie and Moby. Miss Gregory has missed Annie and Moby. We like to watch them in our classroom, and so I hope that you do as well. So let's pull up our video of Annie and Moby and learn just a little bit about goods and services through them.
Isn't this exciting, Moby? Everyone's selling stuff to raise money for new computers. What are you selling? You're selling signed photos of yourself? What are goods? People buy and sell different kinds of goods. Goods are things that are made or grown. Clothes, computers, and cars are examples of goods that are manufactured or built or made. Fruits and vegetables are goods that are grown. Many goods come from natural resources. Wood is a natural resource that we use to make goods, like paper and pencils, furniture, and homes. But some people and businesses don't sell goods. What are services? A service is work that someone does for someone else. A dentist, babysitter, and a bus driver are people who offer services. A teacher provides the service of teaching. A firefighter provides the service of keeping people safe. I'm offering a dog walking service to people in our community. Some goods and services are made or offered locally. But goods and services can come from other parts of the country or from other countries. A producer is someone who makes or grows goods or offers services. You're selling photos, So you're a producer. I'm offering a dog walking service. So I'm a producer too. Cool. My first customer.
All right, we're going to stop there. All right, so Annie and Moby shared with us a little bit about goods and services and producers. Now, they're also going to share a little bit later about consumers. And as we stopped our video just now, we saw that someone was coming to Annie for her service, and so she is called a consumer, the lady who came to Annie. Now, let's review just a little bit about our goods and services and what we heard. So we heard in our video that goods are things that can be made or grown, or it can be things that we buy. Okay, so we heard that there can be goods that are made, which like clothes and computers and cars, but there's also those goods that are grown, fruits and vegetables. Now I want you to look around your home or your area and see if you can identify some goods that are around you. I want you to find one, whisper it in your hand, and release it. Wonderful job. Lots of goods around our home or our area. Now, another thing that Annie and Moby told us was the word services. And they identified services as things people do for others. And so there's lots of different examples that they gave us. A dentist, a babysitter, a bus driver, a teacher, a firefighter, a dog walker. All of those people provide services to us. So I want you to think about some services that you might see around your community. Think about those things you might see around your community. Miss Gregory sees things around her community. I see people who coach different teams. I see people who cook meals for others. I see people who mow yards for others. So those are all people who provide services. They are services that are provided to us in our community. I want you to think of one service that you could do at your house. Now, I want you to whisper it in your hands, and I want you to release it. Some of you may have said wash dishes, walk the dog, feed the dog, anything like that. And those are all great services. Remember, just what we do for other people is a service, okay? Now it's your turn. So in your packet that you picked up from either the school or you printed out at home, you are going to have a piece of paper that has goods that people buy and use on the top, and you're going to have on the bottom services that people provide. What you're going to do is you're going to take your scissors, your glue, your pencils, and your crayons, and you may need another sheet of paper, such as construction paper or notebook paper, whatever you have at your house. You're going to take your paper that you received in your packet. You're going to cut it on the dotted line. Do you see all those dotted lines? Those are the lines you're going to cut on, not the big bold line, just the dotted line. Once you've done that, it's going to look like this. You're going to have a flap, another flap, and then one last flap, okay? So this whole piece here is solid. That is where you're going to put your glue, on the back of that, okay? So you want to put it on the very back, just right there. Then once you put your glue on there, you're going to put it on your paper, your other piece of paper, and it'll look like this. So you have that glued down, and then you've got a flap, okay? Now, this is what you're going to do. you have an example of a good already provided for you in your first on your first one. Okay, you have bananas. So your job is to fill in 2 more examples of goods that people can buy and use. You're going to want to draw the picture, label it, okay? Then you're going to do the exact same thing with your services, except this time you have an example of a dishwasher or someone washing dishes. So you will cut out, lift the flap, and you're going to do 2 more examples of services that people provide. Okay? Now, you can do that now. You can pause the video. You can move on. You can do it after the video's done, whatever you choose. Okay? But we're going to move on with our lesson because we have some super exciting things now. So, producers is someone who makes and grows the goods or offers the service. So, it's the person doing the hard work, essentially. Okay, so it's the people that are making the product or growing the product, or the person that's offering that service. So car washer, that's offering a service, so he is a producer. A baker, he's offering those goods, he's making those goods, he's a producer. Okay, so those people that are making or growing the goods or offering the services are producers. Now, the people that are buying the goods or using the services are the consumers. Okay, so if I go to the farmer's market and I buy the produce, I am now a consumer. Okay, all right. So now that we've talked about that, we've talked about some goods and we've talked about some services, I want to talk a little bit about some products or some goods that we find in Tennessee and how they're made, okay? And what's important about that? What's important about the industries in Tennessee, and why do we need to know that? So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. So here's our great state of Tennessee below. We see our Eastern Division, which is where we live, our Middle Division, and our West Division, okay? Which you might remember that from the beginning of the year when we talked about the 3 grand divisions. Now, there are some specific industries that we're going to talk about today, okay? We have 5 very specific ones in Tennessee. Agriculture or farming is one of those industries, and it is a very important industry in Tennessee. And so what I want to do, I want to read this together. So I want you, wherever you are, to take a deep breath, and we're going to read this passage together, okay? I'm going to give you about 30 seconds to whisper read it to yourself. Then we will take a deep breath and we'll do it together. Go ahead and preview the text. All right, perfect. Here we go. Finger on first word. We're going to read it together. Farmer Dave drives his tractor. He works on his farm to grow wheat. The tractor and wheat are goods. The farmer uses the tractor. The farmer grows the wheat. Farming to grow food is a service. All right, wonderful reading. Now, agriculture or farming is an industry in Tennessee. It provides us a good, which in this case is wheat, and it provides us a service, which is farming. Now, we also have other farms in Tennessee, not just wheat farms. We've got some cotton farms, we have some tobacco farms, we've got some vegetable farms. We have lots of different options of farming in Tennessee. It just depends on what division we're in. Now, we've had farming, and now we're going to move on to manufacturing. Manufacturing is another large industry in Tennessee. And these are just a few products that are manufactured in Tennessee. I'm going to give you just a minute to be thinking, what does the word manufacture mean? Wonderful think time. Manufacturing means that it's made in Tennessee, okay? It's made here, not that it's just made in Tennessee, but it's made, okay? So it's created here. It's produced here. Okay, so they're a producer and they make it here in Tennessee. We have major factories in Tennessee. And a couple of those factories are these listed here. We have a moon pie factory, this delicious goodness down here. They create those in Chattanooga, and they package them, they make them, they send them out, all from Chattanooga. Now, we also have Bush's Baked Beans, and that's a factory that is in Chestnut Hill. You might be familiar with that one. You might see it more on TV. They have the cute little dog as their mascot, and so those are made right here in Tennessee. Also, Mastercraft boats. They are made in Tennessee as well. All right, so we have farming, manufacturing, and now our third one is mining. So Tennessee is known for mining all across our state. It is a large industry within our state. It means that we are digging into the earth. And when we dig into the earth, we find some different minerals. Some of those minerals are iron and coal and copper. And our state has different mining communities, which means it's just it's a group of people or a group of families that live there and that work there, and they do life together there. And so we have some of those in our state. We also have some mining museums, and they show all of the history of mining within Tennessee. All right, so we have 3 industries already. We've talked about farming and manufacturing and mining. Our next large industry in Tennessee is music. And music is all across our state. So we start over here in our West Division, and we start with Memphis. Now, in Memphis, there's an awesome place called Graceland, and Graceland is the home of a rock and roll king. Can anyone guess who that might be? Can you whisper it in your hand and release it? You're exactly right. It is Elvis Presley, and he is known as our rock and roll king. And he was born in Memphis, and he lived in Graceland. And so now you can go and learn all about him at Graceland. You can hear his music. You can learn about his family, see his home place, just lots of different things about him. Now, moving on over to our middle division of Tennessee, we see Music City, which is Nashville. That's also our capital, but it is known as Music City. And there are country music stars all across the world that come to Nashville to perform and to stand on the Grand Ole Opry stage and to sing and to write music. And so that is a huge industry in our middle Tennessee area. Now, our last one, I couldn't let this day go by or this lesson go by without recognizing something in the East Tennessee area, and that would be Miss Dolly Parton. She is a legend in East Tennessee, and she is from our very own division. And so she has wrote several songs, and she has done wonderful things. And she is very popular for her attraction in Pigeon Forge named Dollywood. And so at Dollywood, you can see lots of live music, they play lots of music the whole time. And so music is a huge industry all across our state. All right, so we had farming, manufacturing, mining, music, and the last one that we're going to talk about today is tourism. Now, I touched a little bit on it in our music area, but tourism is a large part of Tennessee as well. There's several different places that you can visit in Tennessee. We talked about Dollywood. That's a large attraction in Pigeon Forge. Another attraction that you would see is the Titanic Museum in Pigeon Forge. It's a large ship full of different information and lots of information about what happened on the Titanic. And then also in Chattanooga, we have the Tennessee Aquarium in Chattanooga. It's full of life and animals and all kinds of creatures to visit. And so people travel all over to come to Tennessee and see these different attractions. Now, we talked about 5 industries within our state. We talked about farming. We talked about manufacturing, mining, music, and tourism. Now, this is your job. Are you ready? You are going to make a brochure. Now, your brochure is going to be about the industries in Tennessee. So what I need you to do is I need you to grab a piece of paper, construction paper, computer paper, notebook paper, whatever you want. We are going to fold our brochure together, okay? Now, to make your brochure, you are wanting to fold it in 3 equal parts, okay? 3 equal parts. Now, once you've done that, your brochure is going to look something like this, okay? You're going to have a front flap, middle flap, and a back flap, right? Now, after you've folded it into 3 equal parts, you're going to start brainstorming on what you may want to write about. So you're going to make your brochure about our great state of Tennessee and the industries within our state. So think back to all the industries we talked about: farming, manufacturing, mining, music, and tourism. You can use the things that we talked about in our video. You may use your own. You may come up with other things. You may know of some other places that are some other places in Tennessee that are fabulous for tourism. Or you may come up with some amazing different things that are manufactured here in Tennessee. And so your job is to come up with those choose 3 industries and write two sentences or so with each, okay? So if I were to choose music, I would write about 2 different people that are from Tennessee, Dolly and Elvis, and tell me why they're important, okay? All of these instructions are in the packet. It's the last page in your packet. It will tell you everything that you need to do. You have a sentence starter on there. You have some different ideas on there. All of that is in there, okay? So that is what you're going to do to finish up our lesson today. So let's review and recall what we did today. So we talked about goods and services. We talked about how a good is something that you can grow or something that you can make. We talked about services is how we can help people or something we can do to help people or to you do it for them, okay? Then we talked about producers. We talked about how a producer can be somebody who provides services or the goods. Then we talked about consumers, and that is us. That's the people that buy the goods or the people that pay for the services or get the services. And then we talked about a few products and industries in Tennessee. And now your job is to go and research a few more and make an awesome brochure to tell your friends and family about the great things that we have in our state. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you later. Bye, guys.